Hello, Divine Sunshiners. This is Divine Sunshine coming to you with a live reading today. Today, I just felt inspired to come on live instead of doing my recordings. It's pretty much inspired by some of the things that I've been seeing in a lot of the videos I have been watching. These times that we're coming on, it's been a lot of ascension and a lot of growth that's occurring. We've got to kind of really get to the point that we are centering ourselves, going with the flow, and just really not really being steadfast in our beliefs because things change, especially with this new moon that's coming on. I see a lot of, let me see, I can be able to see comments, top chat, that I'm seeing a lot of with this new moon that's coming on. That we have to really learn how to go with the flow, and that's what these new energies that they're bringing in, as far as with the moon coming in. Another thing I'm seeing also as well is like with the divine masculine. The divine masculine is really kind of going through it. I'm seeing a lot of the ones that, hey, just Adrian. I'm seeing with them, they're kind of really going through it. Two of them that I have been my videos that I've watched, and all of a sudden they popped on. They ain't been on, I'll say maybe for 6 months maybe. And that would be my guy. This is the divine masculine. He jumped back on, and I was like, where has he been? When I looked on the video, I was like, oh my God, he had changed and transformed. So he had lost a lot of weight. He lost some weight. I wouldn't say a lot, but he lost some weight. You could tell he'd been through the fire. Looked like his head almost had some gray hair to me that went through his hair as well. And I was like, oh my God, you really went through it. So I don't know if I'm not understanding him and his twin is still I know they're separated, but seems like he's in communication with her. And then also Ascending Lion, he was saying he has been going through it. So we have to really send a lot of love and light. We have to remember, as us as divine feminines, we came a little bit more equipped. Some of us spiritually awoke, and they're not going through the same thing of understanding, exactly what to do as far as the tools of how to go about it. So then, they're really going about that. I think the word of the day would be saying they're taking this from scratch. It's like they're trying to make something with the ingredients, and they just don't know how to make the cake, but they just going by what they heard. Or they going by instinct, and sometimes that's not even going right when you're going by your instinct. Or they're talking to the wrong people as well. I know even with my divine masculines, I picked up and I sense from a lot of them, they're going through a lot of tower moments as well. And we are, as divine feminines are too. But I'm noticing with them, like mine is like experiencing something family-wise. There's a lot of things that's kind of being thrown at him. Financial things, issues as well. And then also with divine feminine, some of us are getting kind of going through some time moments that might either be financial as well. So we're kind of mirroring each other in this process that we're going through. So you see this week that I tried something different. I'll probably be doing messages sometimes. If I can't get on here as fast as I can, I will be sending messages like I did, my little video messages. So I hope you all like that new way. I'm still running a special for August, which will be $5 for the purpose reading for 15 minutes. Several people have taken advantage of that. And let me see. So if you want more reading from me, go to divinetwinsoul11.com and go to my services page. Click on that, and then I'll lead you to my online booking service as well. Okay, so let's kind of get into what is the energies for this week. So let's look at the divine feminine, divine masculine. With that, clear. Also, is concentration on our purpose and our mission. Please, I know with my videos I had said that, but it's very important that we really work on being the best versions of ourselves this week. So let's see, what is on the divine feminines heart space this week. What is on the Divine Feminine's mind space? What is in the Divine Masculine's heart space? Ooh, 3 cards. And what's in the Divine Masculine's mind space? Okay, come on. No, I don't want to pull because that didn't come out. Clear. Just want to make sure. There's 4 cards. That's a lot. There's a lot of talky. Okay, all right. So here we go. We have God of Love in reverse. So with this, when I see this card, usually this is like he's not coming in, the Divine Masculine is not coming in the form of love that you would think he would be. This coming into reverse. This seems like to me, you kind of got a clear picture as to who your divine masculine is, your divine twin counterpart is. There's no questioning about that. Before he was. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to learn how to kind of detach from that when that happens. My side usually kind of would hurt when that happened. I would know what was going on. God of Love. So this is happening kind of in the reverse. So you kind of know what's going on. You know who your twin is. But you're not questioning it. So that's not in reverse. We have here transition. That means, again, things not looking like the way they are. And like I said, this moon right now is kind of bringing it out where you've got to look at things from a different viewpoint aspect. This here is kind of, I would say, is in reverse. I would say it's pretty much sanction that, or that's really putting a definite emphasis on that things the way they saying. Or you could say the reverse. You could say see things the way they are, but also be open-minded to it coming in a different way. Shadow aspect. So again, in your heart thing, you're kind of still dealing with the shadow as well for this week. Dealing with seeing how you see yourself, seeing how you kind of master over those shadows that you're currently trying to, make sure that you have mastery over this week. Because we're doing a lot of shadow work because we got a lot of doubts that's coming up. I know that even for myself. A lot of doubts. It's like, yeah, I know who he is, but then at the same point, it's like, nah, I'm starting to kind of question, what's going on. I'm starting to question if he's really, yeah, that's what I figured that. Okay. Yeah, you are, and it's showing through the cards, so we kind of doubting. It's like we kind of clear 1 minute, but then it transforms and goes into something else. That's what's happening in our heart. Right now, you always talk about karma. That's for interesting. This is in the mind space of the divine feminine right now. She wants to have to talk. Some of you all always saying you feeling some of this going on. Some of us are kind of much feeling as if we kind of losing power. It's just like we're really ready to just kind of let it go, some of us. In some ways, it's just like we really wish that the divine master would kind of come and kind of take over. At this point, it's like, when are you going to start doing your thing? And this is what we're seeing that's going on right here, as far as the divine feminine is pretty much kind of weak, and this really waiting for the divine masculine to come in some ways to revive her. This is what's happening in kind of the spirit level. But right here, I would say in the physical right here, what's going on is that she's really saying, I want to really give you a piece of my mind right now. This is what is going on. Just really saying, I just really want to, we need to talk. Let me tell you about X, Y, and Z. Some of the divine masculines I'm feeling really right now, they're going through things, but they're kind of on that hamster wheel still. And they still kind of like in between. They have not made up their mind as to which way still they're going. It's like they know they want to, but they're not making putting forth any type of effort to actually do this. Now, what's in the divine masculine's heart space is God of protection. Okay, so right now he's feeling protective of something. We'll get clarifies about this. But right now, he's not coming with that armor. I still see a little vulnerability. This heart chakra is kind of opening here, except but the means of communication, the way to express the feelings that's going on is still an issue. This is still being covered up. This here, all these other things, the crown, the third eye, that's not an issue. But here we got the sacral, which would be his intimacy of his way of connecting. And the root chakra here, we got some kind of issues going because it's covered. It's not all the way. So I'd say when I see this happening, there's some blockage going on in these areas. However, he is vulnerable. So his heart chakra, and we know that, like I read, had said earlier in this week with my messages to you all, that the heart chakra is now opening. We got to watch the cords, cutting some of the cords that we have connected to people. So right now we can see he's in the protective mode of his heart. He is dealing with is more open at this point. He is also dealing with unconditional love. Especially I would say dealing with the divine feminine, or either looking at maybe I would say even mother too. Some of us, we have to heal. I think I did that in one of my oracles was saying about getting healing through one of the feminine in my life. It could be mother, aunt, grandmother, something like that. So this right now, he's learning a lesson through whatever he's got to heal through this mother figure that's here, okay? And sometimes the divine masculine does look at the divine feminine as if she's the mother figure. However, he's still experiencing that fear. And that's just what I had said earlier, that is pretty much, he's still fearful. That's in his heart. About, although his heart chakra might be opening, but there's still fear there. Okay, let's look at what's in his mind space. Communion. So that means he's having a problem with kind of really wanting to come together with the divine feminine, that really get in touch with it and one with his environment. That's an issue. This came in reverse. Again, the communion, this comes through. We got miscommunication in reverse. I think he kind of has an idea of what he wants, how to communicate it, but he just doesn't know how to go about it. You know, it's like you said, I know in my heart what I want to say, but it just ain't coming out with that. And that's kind of pretty much what we kind of going with, is that I just don't know. I know it, but I don't know how to handle that. What did you say, just Adrian? You said it was something, you was a, I wish I could see this. Live chat, all messages. Okay, goody. Hey, Adrian, I'm a guy holding the... Yeah, do you watch, just Adrian, do you watch, what's his name? Daniellleboomlle, from LLE Ascensions, because he's a divine feminine, and that's a male, which is very interested to hear his plight, how he's has a twin. He's a male, but they both aren't in that way of feeling each other. Yeah, right. Yeah, boom. Yeah, and so they both. Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's real interesting. That twist to say, oh my God, I'm sorry, I feel for you, but at the same time, I got my own issues being as a divine feminine with a divine masculine and trying to work through all that. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how would we be able to deal with that, to have those feelings, and then at the same time, it's like, you know what, but you're a man, I can't have that kind of feeling. So that's interesting to see how that works. I'm trying to see it again. How that's kind of that been on my journey 2 years come. Oh, 2 years. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, 2 years. 2016. No, I got y'all beat. That'd be 2012 for me. 2012, so I got you all beat on that one. Yeah, so that's interesting how you kind of deal with that. That you should think about, I don't know why I can't do. You should think about trying to have you like a page or a blog or something to kind of help out other DFs out there that's in masculine male bodies but are DFs. That'd be an interesting thing to to do, to go through. Okay, this just to help your own journey and to tell others, and maybe help you all can help out each other. So that's something to kind of look at, because that's eventually that's what we got to do as light workers, as divine twins, that we are supposed to reach back like Sankofa and help others that are struggling as well. So I would say just Adrian kind of look into that as well. Think about that down the road, doing something like this. Yeah, okay, well then do that. And I felt that Spirit just brought that to me. They said tell you to go ahead and do that. Okay, thank you. And so now also in the mindset of the Divine Master, we got Goddess of Rage. So again, like I said, some of them just looking at us in the wrong manner. I keep on picking this up. It's like they just really look like we really on our things, and we look like we're just so strong and powerful, but we're angry at the same time. And so we just really, really, really have to, in their mindset, they can't get around this, and this is what is causing this fear, okay, factor, because they're looking at us like this, like, you know, like, what you coming to talk to me about, you know, and all this with the lion. We have a lot of courage, and they wish we had that, and, you know, we got we ruling over the lions like the Lion King, and we the queen of everything, of the pride. And so this is something, thank you, Archangel Raphael, this confirmation, that they got the wrong way they're viewing us. So that's miscued, and that's leading on to this miscommunication as far as how they're seeing us as well. We're not seeing eye to eye. But however, in their mindset, they still saying with all that we got to take some kind of form of action. Okay. Again, like I said, when I see these twos, it said this has something that has to do with Capricorn and Aries. With that, just really having that kind of spirit of, if you're in those signs, but really having those spirit of really seeing your target, and just like a ram, just a head button it forward to the way in which you want it to go. And so this is something. Oh, well, this might be you then. Okay, interesting. Okay, so he's got to take some action though. This is not you. So you got to take some action with this. So let's get some clarifiers real quick. Let's see. I want to do the energy. I don't want to do it. These my ones though. Energy. Let's see. Oh, I got these. That's fine. Clear. Okay, so let's look at as far as God of Love in reverse. I had two of them. Okay, but these two came out. Okay, that's going to explain that one. Shadow Expect. Karma. Okay, so let's take that one at a time. Okay, so now let's look at God of Action. This came in reverse. And so this card, Indecision, came in reverse. So with this, thank you. So this is let us know. I told you before when we looked at this, God of Love, which is not coming the way you want to, but you got a definite idea. You didn't kind of got over that, you know, this is not, he ain't coming the way I thought he was. He ain't doing the things that I thought he was, the twin, but guess what? He's my twin. Congratulations. This here, you had the indecision here. Like I said, you gotten to the point you're not indecisive anymore. It's like, okay, I know it. The cards has been dealt to me, no pun intended. And so this is what I have to, now I got to get to the point. It's not a crossroads anymore of like, do I stay with this or not? Some of you all divine feminists in your heart have already made the decision either to drop the journey or to continue on. Okay. This next one here for this card, Transience, this here, you have looking at it from different, all open-minded in all different kind of directions, okay? Reason why you're in your heart space feeling that, because now you're thinking about blossoming in abundance. So we know that with that, you can't have no one way of looking for your abundance to come. You got to look for them from all different kind of avenues, okay? with that. And she's moving slow, yeah. And so then you have also third chakra, Archangel Michael. So what's also clouding this for this to come into reverse is that you're having a problem of really trying to, I would say even envision what's all going on. I mean, envision it in your heart. What's actually going on. Your heart is kind of like, oh, okay, yeah. So this to me looks at it as if right now you've got to work on that heart chakra, and I said that earlier with I think that was in my messages. We got to work with this, and hostilities came in reverse. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. I'm reading it. Come on, Jack. Come back. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so nah, he broke some kind of rules there. So of course, yeah, it's time because if that would have kept on, he would have lost 2 to the game as far as the journey. Because after a while you like, forget it, I don't want to do this. If this was being on the journey and doing this for God, and we say we can forget this. And then on top of that, next thing with him, he's already seems like he's lost. So until he kind of finds himself way or which way he's going, yeah, they did. I watched something on it. You just brought that up to me that they were saying that now, what's her name? Ooh, is Awaken Twin? No, it's something twin. And I watched her video, and she was saying that for some of us, the universe was getting to the point that they were going to gift the divine feminines for our good work. And so with that, it was 3 ways that they were going to gift us. It was like you said, another person, friend, either getting on our mission a little bit more, and I think it was could it be like through the spirit or some kind of way. It was 3 things. I have to think on it. It was 3 things, but right now they were saying that because the divine feminine has been so diligent on her journey, they were getting gifted with a gift from the universe to kind of help them be more having fun in it, because we're so serious, which is true, and trying to get this done that we don't take the time out to be have fun. Yeah. See, that could be okay. That could be a whole different thing. Oh, that's good, right? Oh, because you with your soulmate? Yeah, I've heard that too. That's what they were saying about that. When you release that and get that out the way, then you kind of open up your abundance, because in some ways they're kind of blocking us to move on to get that abundance. Next thing, clarify for shadow aspect. You have, we're trying to look at ourselves. Oh, these nails. Look at ourselves, clarify for that is community. Another thing is, I seen in the video, is where we need to kind of get a sense of working together, come together as divine twin flames. That is another way in which we can work on. So get with other light, like we're talking now, trying to help out each other, saying what things we need to do. That is another way that we can help us work with our shadow self. This is in the heart space. So really doing that. It was 2 guys I had watched. Oh, good, right. Yeah, soul family will come in too as well and help out on that aspect. That's our sense of communities. They'll do that on our own. We don't have to call them in or anything. This is the time that the soul families are kind of connected. I know that even with friends, doing things, helping to heal things that you need to get done on your purpose, on your mission, they'll appear. Also, the thinking, okay, so karma. So karma card came out for, it was in the mind space and thinking. So a lot of us is thinking about what's going on. Thinking, man, it's not even just that. It's just thinking about the masculine and karmically about some things that's going on with them, like what's going on with the relationships, what's going on with the situation. Those are the things in which we are, is karmically we're thinking about, you know, and that's causing that's really heavy on our mind. We kind of turning and turning and turning it over and over again. Okay, for the divine masculine, for you in your heart space, to clarify for this one, let's see, clarifiers, I didn't do that one. Let's clarify with this. Clear. Fear. Woo! All right, a live one. Okay, got a lot on this one. Okay. Meditation came in reverse. Communion. Miscommunication. Too many, but I'll take these two. Oh, that came out too? Boy, heart, that's that one. Goddess of Rage. And God of Action. Okay, so God of Protection. So I told you got a lot of kind of blockages going on here with the Goddess of Protection, and that's in the throat chakra, the sacral and the root. Everything else seems like we kind of opening and we're working on. The reason why this is happening, to clarify for that one, is we're between two worlds. So right now we're working with the light and shadow. We're working also with 3D, the physical and the spiritual. We're just kind of in between. Right now, things are kind of black and white. It is not a gray area. We just kind of really got one foot in and one foot out, and so the struggle is real. We have right here, we have also clarifying this protection. We have chaos and conflict, which is in reverse. So right now, I wouldn't say this calling this in reverse. I would say this is really emphasizing what's going on. There's a lot of conflict and chaos going on with the divine masculine in his heart right now. A lot of things like, should I hear the song, should I go or should I stay? One of those two things. You're in between trying to really decide, I really want this, like Ascending Lion said. He's like, I really want it. 1 minute I'm doubting the divine feminine, if she really is my divine twin. And then the next minute I'm like, yeah, okay. 1 minute he say I'm for the journey. 1 minute I'm like, nah, it's too much. So we got a lot of back and forth and going on with the divine masculine at this point. And I don't know if it's always darkest before the dawn. Maybe before, right now he's going through this because the real awakening is about to occur. Also, we have chopped wood. So he really knows he's got to get to the point that he's got to get rid of some of this dead wood as well. I would pick up more so with the divine master. He does know that is some things that he's got to do. The point is does he want to do it at this point? You know, is he happy? Is he comfortable where he is? Does he like running that hamster wheel? Or is he at the point that he's saying, I'm tired of it, let me give it up? Also with unconditional love, time to go. And this, like I said, he already knows it's time to go. Okay? You know that it's already time to go. Okay, so he wants to follow wherever the divine feminine is going. We got 4, which means grounding. 5 means to change. 4 and 5 means 9, which is the ending of a cycle. So all this going back and forth and doing between the karmics and all that stuff, he really wants to experience this unconditional love. This back and forth, is time to go to get rid of whatever kind of things that he needs to heal with the divine feminine, or this female person in the family that he's got to heal with. to help him understand unconditional love. He knows it's time to get to move on with that. Also, with this, we got fear. Clarifying that is a loyal heart. He's really fearful of this, being loyal to just this one person. And like you all saying, some of them had some abusive things, or maybe when he was a child, he was very loyal to his mom or whatever, like that, or in a relationship, it didn't work out and their heart got broken. So that's why in turn, they turned around and did the same thing to you. Remember, hurt people do hurtful things because they're coming from a place of hurt. And that's the same thing that we have here, loyal heart. The body is there, but the heart is kind of going into two different directions. He know we connected with his divine twin counterpart, but something about this disconnect and the separation when it comes to the heart. Okay, the matters of the heart. Okay, but however, his mind is connected. He's focused in on her. The body is there, so that'll be maybe the sexual, the wanting to engage, intimacy, those things. He could do that without any problem. But for me to connect my heart to heart here with you, now we got a little problem here because I'm not really ready to commit fully to that. Okay, that's what we got, and that starts to fear. When you start thinking about that, like I said, we can bump booties together. We can do that. I can look at you and gaze in your eyes. I can do that. I ain't got no problem with that. Give you the look of love. But when it's time for me to connect these hearts together, we got a little problem here. I'm not ready to do that heart to heart. Okay. In his mind space, communion, not wanting to come together. The tribe. This here again, he's gotten to the point, and if I clarify with this, that he knows that he is not really a part. He's different. He knows this now. He knows he's been knowing all along something different about me. I didn't know what it is. I'm bigger than where I am. I'm not small. I really don't fit in this space anymore. It's time for me to end the race, finish the race. It's time for me to celebrate and to move on. However, this is a problem because of this fear thing that I'm seeing is popping up in the other card that I see was in his heart. But this is in his mind. He knows these things, but at the same time, he doesn't want to go out this space and get out with nature or get into his environment and start practicing this on the outside. He knows this on the inside, but on the outside, he does not display this or shows this in his actions. We have now with this one go for miscommunication. This is in reverse. In order for him to be communicating on the same wavelength as you, he know he's got to go the distance. He's got a problem in doing that because that's funny, hilarious. Okay, he's scared to go the distance. He really scared to run the race. He don't know what's going to be waiting there at the finish line with him, so he's scared with that. So he calls himself, and that's why you said that. So the miscommunication. So he, in his own little way, he calls himself being fair. Like, and I can say right now with the Divine Master, to me, I'm viewing him. He's doing a lot of like pulling away. It was a kind of openness there. I can feel it. It's kind of like a distance. So I don't know if he's trying to like to weigh the both of us, the karmic and myself, and try to weigh between the both of us. But he's something right now is causing him to really try to weigh, I guess, the options. I guess he's weighing to see, can he go the distance or should I just stay invested with this where I'm at? Miscommunication. Some of that is still from that retrograde where we have that. And I noticed that even just talking to regular people not understanding what I'm saying or what I'm trying to convey. And it's like, that's not what I said. And I've even had miscommunications with him. And I was like, that's not what I said. You're not listening. So, is this really trying to say in his mind space, can he actually go the distance? Also with this queen, this goddess of rage, this is how he views. Flexible. He's got to be flexible in his mind right now with this, the goddess of rage. He's got a little issue about, he really thinks that, and stop. I hear it. It say he's really thinking like she's like this. Like when you see a woman like this, like I said, we going to do X, Y, and Z tonight. We ain't doing what you said. I heard what you said, but we going to bring it right back to what I want to do. This is the same thing here. he doesn't view, in his mind space, he doesn't view that the divine feminine is flexible. He believes that she's got a certain amount of way she wants things to happen. However, it flipped this on him in his mind space, he's got to be flexible too. Because in order for him to say she's viewing it in a certain way that she wants things to happen, remember, we mirror each other. So that means the same thing goes for him as well. You're not flexible on some things as well either. And so he's finding difficulty to balance some things. He's finding weird things to balance in order to end the race, okay, with that. This is divine masculine. But this is the way he's viewing the divine feminine, her not being flexible. Okay. With this. Next one here we have for the divine masculine in his mind space, God of action. So we know that he needs to take some type of action. You tell him to go home. He has some type of form of action. Okay. So now, right now he's trying to keep poised about things. And maybe that's why my divine masculine, it seems like he's kind of reserved. I'll put it a nice way. He seems extremely reserved on some things that he was really open with his heart about. All of a sudden he's becoming kind of closed off again. For this one, this is explaining God of action for the divine masculine on his mind space side. So we're clarifying that card. So he seems like he's trying to be poised. You know, it's just like, I ain't trying to lose my composure, not trying to lose my cool. I'm being very, you know, just really poised in what I'm doing with that. So he thinks he has a definite plan as far as what he's doing. I know Daniellleboomlle said he calls it like they trying to give tough love to the divine feminine, which is like really too late and why it sounds crazy. So I don't know why that is going on. And so, yeah, this collective reading. He's got to clean it up in reverse. And that's because he don't want to really, you know, I'm just really picking up. Is this really this in between two worlds? You got one foot in, one foot out. You kind of straddling in both of them. And this week, I'm just not really feeling that they really trying to make any kind of movements at all. This is where it looks on the surface. I don't know what's going on underneath, but right now it doesn't seem like it. So he's not cleaning up the action. He knows he needs to, but really he's not taking the action to go ahead and do this. And he knows he is. And with this, God of action, why he's being urged to do this is because the divine within him is telling him it's time to co-create. He's a co-creator. You're looking at things in the past. Look at the things that you did wrong. You got to move more faster than what you're doing because you ain't moving at all. And you got to think about, you got to be smart about it. But you got to look to your past to see what was your faults. This is like ancient architecture. How did you build the structure? How did you do it in the past to help you know what's the next move? Because whatever move you got to do, you got to move swiftly because time is of the essence. And you got to be smart about it. That's why you got the owl there. You got 4 there, which means to be grounded. Okay, so that is, that's what needs to be happen with that. So let me just find out what is, I didn't see the romance. What does the divine, clear, divine feminine, divine masculine wants to say to divine feminine? Okay, the divine, divine feminine wants to say to the divine masculine, did I flip-flop it? Wants to say this, love yourself first, okay? Divine masculine to the divine feminine, because I called it first. Divine masculine, no, it's divine feminine to divine masculine. This is the first thing. Okay, so the divine feminine wants to say to divine masculine, you need to love yourself first, okay? Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, okay? You need to work on some of this codependency things because that's probably what's actually making you seem like you kind of straddling the fence. And so that's an issue that you got to work on. Also, this fell out. This could be the one. You know that this is your divine twin. Now start acting like it, okay? Right, it's right. And you need to start acting like it. Say you've already met the romantic partner you seek. So stop kind of having that doubts like a Cindy Lion was saying in his video. And I think even this is the divine masculine has said the same thing too, is that, you know, you got to be honest with your divine feminine about what you're feeling, what you want to do, those things. So the honesty. So this is the same thing that the divine feminine is saying the same as well. The divine masculine to the divine feminine wants to say, clear. Okay, both of these came in reverse. So he wants to say to you is, it said, let your friends help you ask for and accept support from others. This to me says not to go outside yourself. Find all the answers within. Stop listening to other people, because it's kind of messing you up as far as with the connection. And it's making more doubt, and more doubt is messing up the chances of union to occur. So this is what I'm saying. You know, I seen one of them, I think her name is Pisces Moon or something, and she was saying that she was addicted to watching other psychics, advisors, spiritual advisors, watching videos, things of that nature. I just seen the title. Sometimes you can watch so much that some of these ones could kind of trigger you. Period. You know, it's because it's like one psychic, I won't mention her name because she's that type to go off on you and say, this so-and-so psychic says she don't watch me because I trigger her. I had to stop watching her. I know someone had suggested for me to watch her channel, and she was good for a while, but a couple times she came on there, her vibe wasn't right. She wasn't acting right. And I said a couple of times, you don't need to be on here, you know. And she came on there, and a lot of times she come on there, she would trigger me. So sometimes, you know, you watch these videos from the first note. If it don't resonate from you, turn it off. I mean, even if it's me, turn it off, stop, say that, I can't, no, I can't listen to that today. I got my own triggers I'm dealing with, and we ain't got to, I don't need you come on here with your stuff, dumping on my stuff, and then I got to go touch a tree, touch a tree, lean on a tree, touch some wood, hold the wall, hold some metal to transmute all that bad energy that you just dumped on me. We don't need that. So with that, I would say that. So don't watch those channels. If they're doing something that's kind of saying, say, okay, I'm sorry, next video, or just stop for a while, period. Okay, to do that. Next one, he's saying retreat. Now in his mind, he's saying don't retreat. He's saying keep on going, keep moving forward. So whatever you're doing, he's saying is working. Don't go back, because retreat means, you know, kind of go back in your shell. So this ain't working. I don't know why I'm doing this. Keep on doing the work. Keep on doing the purpose. Keep on doing the mission. Keep on doing those things. Whatever you're doing, he's saying, his divine masculine is saying to you, it is working. It doesn't, I'm picking this up, he's saying, what's going wrong don't have anything to do with you. You're fine. You know, let's say, don't go changing, whatever. Don't do that. Stay just the way you are. It's me that's got to do the adjustment, and I have to change, not you. Okay? So that is the end, because I went over. You both, yeah, we all are both DM and divine masculine and divine feminine. We switch energies. We can swap. I can feel myself when I'm like that. I said, now this sound like him. This don't sound like me. So we didn't swap. Yesterday, I think I was all in my divine basket, because I didn't feel like talking to no daggone body. I ain't want to deal with nobody. And I said, okay, now this seems like this him. This not me. Because most time I'm like, okay, we can talk. Yeah, let's talk. Yesterday I wasn't in the mood. I didn't want to talk to nobody at all. And I know why, because he was going through some things. And so that was kind. And that's another thing. We got to kind of also check and make sure that the feelings that we feel are our feelings, that they're not coming from our twins. So, you know, somebody had said do like a breathing exercise where you just sit for a while and just breathe in and out, maybe about 7 times. And then you'll be... Right, that is true. That's why you do feel like you're two people. Because I can tell when I'm switching off to him. When I won't be bothered with people. When I cut you short, or I'm kind of like spacing out, which is him and his Aquarius ways. Excuse me to those Aquariuses. But, you know, it's just like, I'm just sitting there. And I said, that ain't the Aries in me. That's him. You know, so, you know, you just kind of have to kind of watch it with that, how you gauge that. So sit there and really shift and see, okay, who is this? Whose feeling is this? I shouldn't be depressed today if I just got my paycheck. I just got paid. Okay, so why am I feeling depressed when I got money in the bank account and I've been waiting on this paycheck, but I'm depressed? That's him. That ain't me. Okay, or that's opposite. That's our counterpart. Okay. All right then. So with that, let me end with that. 11:55 here. Okay, thank you. And I seen 44 when I stopped at that point. I looked up, so definitely the angels are here with that. So I want to say, and then we want to see it also doing the separation of the light right there, and the beam going right here, right here. Those two. Okay. So with that, I say stay enlightened, stay motivated, stay elevated. Namaste. Namago. Good night. Thank you. Seeing sending love. Thank you. I need that. All right. Mwah.